This is the homeschool portfolio for Abigail Henderson for the school year 2019-2020. I'm going to be walking through the tabs, the book and material list, then the daily log that I kept, math samples, language arts samples, and then at the very end of the year we started Latin, so there'll also be some Latin samples. So this is the material list that we used. I list all our curriculum at the top, Saxon math, and then spelling workout, draw right now, writing with ease, first language lessons. Some podcasts that we listened to for science, and then a homeschool PE class that she took, and then right at the very end, the Latin. Some field trips that we took in the fall, and then we have a read aloud list. A lot of these are audiobooks that she listened to through our library's Overdrive app, and then in between is a list of read alouds that I read to her and her brother. And then this is the list of readers, picture books, and then beginning chapter books that she either read to herself or read aloud to me. And then I also did a separate read aloud list that was themed character through literature, and I just broke that out and listed the books separately. All right, so next is going to be the log that I kept. So I'm just going to page through the weeks. There's one page for each week, and then I abbreviated the subjects and put the number of the lesson we were working on or the title of the book that she was either reading or was read aloud. All right, so that is the log. So now we're going to move on to math samples. So these are some beginning of the year samples when Abby was still working at the end of Saxon Math 1. All right, so these are some middle of the year samples. So this is coming from the November time frame. She's at the beginning of Saxon Math 2, around lesson 23. Now, as she's worked through, she's able to complete the full problem sets in math. In Saxon Math 1, I didn't always make her go all the way to the end. Okay, and then these are some end of the year ones. These are from May, and she's made it up to this lesson 71. So now the problem sets are starting to be timed, and she'll be timed for 1 minute how many she can complete. Just depending, sometimes I would make her finish the set, and sometimes I would let her just stop after the 1 minute. All right, so now we're going to move on to the language arts samples. So she is finishing up with spelling workout A at the beginning of the year. And then for handwriting, she did Draw Right Now workout, or Draw Right Now workbooks, where she would copy sentences and then draw a picture that went with the sentences. and then so some middle of the year samples from January. She's moved on to spelling workout B. And then she started a grammar program in the middle of the year, first language lessons. Here we're working on proper nouns, so she's copying family member names. And then this would be the draw right now as well for the middle of the year for handwriting. All right, and end of the year samples, moving on to spelling workout B15. And then for writing, she had finished Draw Right Now, and we had moved her on to Writing with Ease. This is where she would copy sentences from children's literature. So this is some sentences. I copy them out first, and then she writes them. This one is from The Frog Prince. And then we read a passage from The Frog Prince, and she answers comprehension questions, and I write her answers in a complete sentence. And then here's some more Writing with Ease, where she is writing sentences from Mary Poppins. And then answering some questions about Mary Poppins. And then this is a continuation of the grammar, where she is now practicing sentences with action verbs. And this is another sample from writing from Island of the Blue Dolphins. And questions about Island of the Blue Dolphins. All right, and then the last section is just a few Latin worksheets that we started at the end of the year. So this is mostly just Latin vocabulary that she is practicing. And that is the end.